Hey guys, welcome back to Wentworth Live, the channel that talks all things Wentworth. If this is your first time here, then don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Right then, so in this week's Wentworth review, I am going to be taking a look at Wentworth Season 2, Episode 5, Twist the Knife. Now, this is the episode where Frankie starts to get a little bit worried about Bea and Maxine's friendship. It all starts in the opening scene where Frankie, Liz, Doreen and Boomer are all playing basketball against Bea, Maxine, Simone and Jess. When Simone ends up with the ball, Boomer goes to dirty tackle her, but Maxine sees what's happening and she ends up running at Boomer and completely knocks Boomer to the ground. So this makes Frankie a little bit concerned that she doesn't have the strongest crew at the moment, which I suppose can be quite dangerous being the top dog. So Frankie spends the most part of this episode trying to get close to Maxine, but Maxine can see straight through Frankie and what she's trying to do. I flipping love Maxine. This is also the episode where Maxine meets her horrible transphobic solicitor, where he has even written notes on Maxine's file saying tranny stabbed boyfriend. It's so awful. I absolutely hate this guy. He is a complete asshole and I'm so glad that we never get to see this guy again after this episode. Frankie uses this to her advantage by giving Maxine some legal advice about getting a new solicitor, and this doesn't go unnoticed by Boomer. Now, early in this episode, Boomer gets a visit from her sister Trina, and the visit doesn't go very well because Boomer finds out that Trina is sleeping with her boyfriend Daz on the outside, and Boomer gets really understandably upset and throws a table over before being dragged away by the officers. So Boomer wants to chat about this with Frankie, but every time Boomer tries to chat with her, Frankie just pushes Boomer away, and it's really horrible to watch. And on top of that, Frankie is pushing Boomer away to try and get close to Maxine, and it really hurts Boomer's feelings. When Frankie helps Maxine lift some heavy fertilizer bags, Boomer tries to impress Frankie by lifting 2 bags at once by herself, and poor Boomer, she ends up doing her back in, but she doesn't let anyone see that she's in any pain because she sees it as a sign of weakness. Now, Simone takes this opportunity to wind Boomer up throughout the rest of the episode, like taking Boomer's chair away when she goes to sit down in the dining room. Definitely no love lost between Boomer and Simone. Boomer ends up hiding in the delivery chute, and the officers, they think that Boomer may have escaped, so there's a lockdown in the prison while the officers search the prison, but Boomer is eventually found having hidden in the chute on purpose. Joan tries to bribe Boomer for some dirt on Frankie with a games console, but as we all know, Boomer will never ever lag, and she stays loyal to Frankie and ends up going to the slot. Poor Boomer. Things get insanely crazy between Will and Fletcher in this episode. It all starts when Fletch can't find his journal and thinks that Will has somehow stolen it. Meanwhile, Will's house is broken into and trashed, and Vera tells Will that she thinks that it may have been Fletcher looking for this journal. This causes even more tension between the both of them after Will's discovery of Fletcher and Meg's affair last week. Things come to a head though when Joan sends Fletcher to the boiler room to look for Boomer when Boomer was missing, and Joan knows full well that Will is currently down in the boiler room. So Fletcher goes down there and he sees Will, and they are basically alone. The pair of them end up in a little bit of a slanging match when Will demands to know all of the details about the affair, and Fletcher ends up goading Will to try and hit him, but Will does end up walking away. That is, until Fletcher says that he reckons that the baby that Meg got rid of in season 1 was his baby. well. This sends Will over the edge and he totally sees red. He starts beating the crap out of Fletcher, throwing some insane punches and throwing Fletcher up against some of the metal pipes. When Fletcher is down on the ground and Will is about to throw another punch, Joan and Vera walk in on them. Will then leaves the boiler room and you can literally see the happiness in Joan's face at this point. Will ends up offering to leave the prison service, but Joan tells Will that he isn't the problem, Mr. Fletcher is, and Joan assures Will that she will sort out the rosters so they never have to work together. I just gotta say though, that was like a really good little fight scene between Will and Fletcher. Even though it was just mainly Will throwing the punches, it was great. I think that might possibly be the only man-on-man fight in the whole show. I know Will, pins Jake Stewart up a few times, later on in the series, but nothing on this level. There is a really intense scene between Fletcher and Joan when Joan tells him off when he's in the sickbay unit, and Joan ends up telling him to be very careful on how he speaks to her. Very careful indeed. And Joan just says that line in such a calm yet creepy way. I think this might be like the first time we really got to see the more menacing and threatening side of Joan, which of course we will see many more of as episodes and seasons go on. Things are very quiet on the Holt family in this episode because Simone tells B that the Holts are tied up with something else at the moment, so B shouldn't have any issues with them for the moment. Now, there is a scene towards the end of this episode that literally made my mouth drop when I first watched it. When Spitz comes in to visit Simone, he tells her that the hit is still on for B. Smith, and he then says that Vinny wants B dead, and he tells Simone that she is going to do it. Like, oh my god, I couldn't believe it when I first saw it. Simone and B, they've built up like this little, friendship. They've been keeping an eye out for each other. B even saved her life at one point. Now Simone has to be the one to take B out. Wow, plot twist alert. I love it. But can Simone actually go through with it? So another brilliant episode of Wentworth with so much stuff going on, with so many amazing characters in the mix. They really hit gold with season 2, I've gotta say. My favorite moment in this episode has to be, Will and Fletcher's fight scene. It was always going to happen once Will learnt about the affair. My least favorite moment has to be Boomer finding out that her sister was shagging her boyfriend. That really sucks ass, and I really felt for Boomer. So guys, I want to hear some of your thoughts now. What were your reactions when you first saw this episode? And let me know if you really felt for Boomer. Oh, and also let me know if you were shocked by that plot twist with Simone having to kill B. Let me know everything, guys, because my mouth literally hit the floor. Okay then guys, well, thank you all for watching today's video. Make sure you smash that subscribe button, stay safe out there, and I will see you all again very soon.